Kushyanova alleges that Russians are using some of the same techniques to influence U.S. politics as they relied on ahead of the 2016 presidential election, methods laid bare by an investigation from special counsel Robert Mueller into impossible coordination between Russia and Donald Trump's campaign. Justice Department prosecutors claim that Kushyanova of St. Petersburg helped manage the finances of a hidden but powerful Russian social media effort aimed at spreading distrust for American political candidates and causing divisions on hot-button social issues like immigration and gun control. Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi was killed in a fistfight in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, the kingdom claimed, finally admitting that the writer had been slain at its diplomatic post. Authorities said 18 Saudi suspects were in custody and intelligence officials had been fired. The overnight announcement in Saudi state media came more than 2 weeks after Khashoggi entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul for paperwork required to marry his Turkish fiancée and never came out. They also contradicted assertions in Turkish media leaks that Khashoggi was tortured, killed, and dismembered inside the consulate, claims the kingdom had previously rejected as baseless. But growing international pressure and comments by U.S. officials up to U.S. President Donald Trump forced the kingdom to acknowledge Khashoggi's death. U.S. President Donald Trump says Saudi Arabia's announcement that suspects are in custody in the death of journalist Jamal Khashoggi is a good first step and said he would work with Congress on a U.S. response. The president spoke to the media at a defense roundtable in Arizona hours after Saudi Arabia claimed that Khashoggi, a Washington Post contributor last seen on October 2nd, was killed in a fistfight at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. The kingdom also said that 18 suspects were in custody and that intelligence officials had been fired. Asked by a reporter whether he thought Saudi Arabia's explanation for Khashoggi's death was credible, Trump said, I do. But he said before he also wants to talk to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Amnesty International says the impartiality of a Saudi investigation into the killing of Jamal Khashoggi would remain in question after authorities in the kingdom said the journalist died after a fight in the consulate in Istanbul. Amnesty's Rawia Raja says the rights group and other organizations have been very clear that what is needed is an impartial and independent investigation by the UN to find out what happened and ensure justice to Khashoggi. She said rights group had been concerned of a whitewash in the investigation. Khashoggi disappeared after visiting the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd. Saudi authorities say a fight broke out in the consulate, after which Khashoggi died. A speeding train ran over a crowd watching fireworks during a religious festival in northern India Friday evening, killing at least 60 people and injuring dozens more. The state governing Congress party politician Pratap Singh Bajwa says the train failed to stop after the accident on the outskirts of Amritsar, a city in Punjab state. Railway police officer Sukhwinder Singh says the death toll had risen to 60. Another 50 people have been injured and hospitalized. European and Japanese space agencies say an Ariane 5 rocket has successfully lifted a spacecraft into orbit for a joint mission to Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun. The European Space Agency and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency say the Bepi Colombo spacecraft successfully separated and was sent into orbit from French Guiana early Saturday to begin a 7-year journey to Mercury. The mission is complicated by the intense gravity pull of the Sun, forcing the spacecraft to take an elliptical path that involves 2 flybys of Venus and 6 of Mercury itself. Once the spacecraft arrives in late 2025, it will release 2 probes that will independently investigate the surface and magnetic field of Mercury. Japan's defense minister says he plans to start a program for professional airmen to strengthen ties between his country and Southeast Asia. Takeshi Iwaya says the program fits in with the government's vision to raise defense cooperation with the 10-member Association of Southeast Asian Nations, which has gained momentum since it was announced in 2016. The program hopes to promote shared values and interoperability among Japan's air self-defense force and airmen of ASEAN countries. Iwaya did not give details on when it will be launched or its frequency. He was speaking on the sidelines of an Asian security conference in Singapore, which was also attended by regional defense ministers, U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, and his Chinese counterpart, General Wei Feng. The United Nations asked the government of Sri Lanka to immediately repatriate the commander of its 200-strong contingent assigned to the UN peacekeeping force in Mali following a review of his human rights background. UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric announced that the request for Lieutenant Colonel Kalana Amunupure to leave the troubled West African nation was made based on recently received information. A report in the Guardian newspaper in July quoted a confidential report that claimed the Sri Lankan commander in Mali, who was not named, is alleged to have committed war crimes during the finale of Sri Lanka's 26-year civil war against Tamil Tiger rebels that ended in 2009. A 9-year-old Texas girl at the center of a 3-week court battle with a hospital to keep her on life support has died hours after an appeals court allowed her parents more time to find a facility to maintain her life support. A spokeswoman for Cook Children's Medical Center in Fort Worth told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram that Peyton Simmons died Friday evening. The Texas Second Court of Appeals on Friday afternoon had upheld a Monday court order allowing her parents to keep her on life support at Cook until Monday.
Metro Plus, your radio weather.
It'll be mainly cloudy, sunny periods during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 23 and 27 degrees. Moderate to fresh easterly winds, occasionally strong offshore overnight. Relative humidity stands at 75%. For the outlook, there will be sunny periods in the following couple of days. And that's the weather from your radio, plus 1044.
Elderly people, pregnant women, and children are advised to get an influenza vaccination. To protect our health, getting a vaccination every year is a safe and effective way to prevent influenza and its serious complications. Even healthy individuals should get a flu vaccination. For details, please consult your family doctor or visit the website of the Center for Health Protection of the Department of Health. Prevent flu. Get a shot.
The government has set up the Do Not Call register. If you do not wish to receive commercial fax messages, short messages or pre-recorded phone messages, call 1-8350-00 to register your phone or fax numbers. If you again receive these kinds of messages 10 working days after you register, you may report them to the Communications Authority. For more details, please call 2961-6333.
The views expressed within this program are that of the host and their guests and does not necessarily reflect the views of this station, Metro Plus AM 1044.
My feelings can't explain why after all this time you stay on my mind.
Okay, welcome to Campus Radio. I'm Harry,
I'm Liam.
I'm Taryn.
and here are us three, because the other people aren't here yet. Anyways, today we will be talking about the recent MTR breakdown, which happened to affect a lot of us, and also Project Week, which happened last week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it did.
Or the week before last week.
True. Okay, where did you go, Taryn?
I went with Liam to the Philippines.
How was it?
I thought it was probably one of the best trips I've ever done. It was extremely fun, and it was very enjoyable.
So you guys did diving the whole week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we did.
Anything else? No?
A lot of social time.
There Malesh goes.
Hey,
Okay.
Malesh.
Okay, so for me, I went to New Zealand where we had a week with the Maori people and a lot of fun activities that pushed us outside of our comfort zones. For example, sky swing, where we had to be lifted up 50 meters and drop down. So, what about you? How was Project Week for you? Anything new or?
Where'd you go, Malesh?
Well, I went to Australia where we
Interesting.
hiked.
How was that, Malesh?
We hiked 135 kilometers
That's
along the coast of Western Australia. It was a very life-changing experience.
Life-changing how, Malesh?
It really showed me how to push my limits and to appreciate nature.
Right, so
Liam, where'd you go?
100
We went over this. You were late. I was in the Philippines with Taryn,
what we
diving,
did.
learning to dive.
Yeah, we dove. So we
Dove.
landed on the Sunday, and we dove for 4 days.
We dove
no,
for
we
3
dove for
days, and we
sorry.
snorkeled
And we
for a day.
snorkeled for the 4th day.
Very
So within that
interesting.
3 days, we achieved our patties or our advanced or.
A patty is basically a certificate that allows you to dive.
with a-
Taryn, did
with
you
a buddy.
achieve your patty?
Yes, I did. Everyone did.
So basically, there's three
There's
levels,
3 ranks in
ranks.
diving,
Some would say there's open water, which is like the beginner one,
which allows you to dive to 18 meters maximum depth,
and then there's advanced open water, and then there's also nitrox.
which is enriched air, so you can dive for a longer period of time. And on this trip, we saw various sea creatures such as clownfish, turtles, Titan triggerfish, which were very cool. to
So
see.
you
were
can now
very cool.
identify all of those sea creatures, presumably.
Yes,
Well, yes.
not all, but some.
So you can identify
Most.
all sea creatures in the world.
No.
No, we
Some.
said some.
Keyword some.
Was there any marine pollution there, or was the ocean
No,
pretty
I
clear?
thought the visibility was very good.
The
there.
visibility was very good, but there was some plastic.
There's some plastic.
Yeah,
we
which
picked
is
it
a
up though.
shame. Which is a shame.
It is a
because-
shame.
Yeah.
A huge shame.
Especially we're part of Ditto as well.
Exactly.
So what's Ditto?
Drop in the Ocean. It's a community service group where dedicated to basically helping the environment out a little bit, one step at a time.
Oh, so are you a member of that group?
I
yeah,
am.
both Liam and I are a member because we take great pride in protecting our world.
So what kind of action do you take as a part of that group?
Well, there's several strands, as we call them. There's beach cleanup, which is cleaning. No, there's more than two. There's plastics at CIS, which is dedicated to removing plastic straws, plastic or Tetra Packs in CIS.
Anything plastic related to food in
Yeah.
CIS, which Liam and I both co-run.
And then there's also
with Laura
urban
and
farming.
Mateo.
And then there's also urban farming, and they just do farming
So
at
there's-
school.
So there are 3 strands. Okay.
Yes,
There are
that's
3
right.
strands. Yes.
Right.
Harry, what kind of community service do you do?
I do Feeding Hong Kong, which means every Tuesday at 8, I have to go to a Pret store, collect their uneaten food, and run to Yao Tong, which sometimes actually involves running.
So you find that very meaningful.
Yeah, I guess. It's feeding people who don't otherwise have food. But anyways, talking about just moving to another topic there with running and bread runs. How were you guys affected by the MTR breakdown?
I didn't even know there was an MTR
Yeah,
breakdown.
same.
I was
No?
very much affected by this breakdown. I
In
tried
what
to take the
way?
MTR.
Tell us the tale, Malesh. Tell us the tale.
So I tried to take the MTR, and
Of course, as one does.
so I got to Admiralty Station, And the escalator was shut down, in fact, because people were waiting for the platform to clear. And I just saw so many people that I just got at the station and then just took a taxi because I wasn't bothered.
Wait, what actually happened?
No, basically it was a signaling failure on all three major lines, the Kwantong line, the Green Line, I think. Yeah, the Green
The
line,
blue line.
the Blue Line, and the Red Line, the whole
Oh,
Kowloon line.
wow.
So, in essence, what happened is that everyone that was trying to take the MTR just clogged up at the same time because the trains were coming at intervals of 12 to 15 minutes.
Hmm.
So that's why they encourage everyone to take alternate forms of public transport.
So
How are you affected, Harry?
Well,
Tell us your story.
I wasn't really affected, but I just stayed home. But my dad was affected because he couldn't travel between two of his offices, and
Two of his officers.
he
Hello.
had to be stuck on the MTR because you can't go out once you're in because there's too many people.
Well,
But
you can go out.
yeah, but anyways, it just reflects that we might be too dependent, I guess, on the MTR.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of being too dependent.
It's
I think
not
it's
an-
just
yeah.
utilizing public resources that are available to you. Because it's just the best form of public transport, and Hong Kong's MTR is commonly voted as one of the best train systems in the world. So,
Hmm,
yeah.
that's true.
Liam, what kind of public transport do you take on a daily basis?
The MTR. Taxi. No, I'm just kidding.
Bus.
Buses.
What kind of buses do you take?
The ones that go to my house. The ones that go to Causeway Bay.
Nice.
The ones that go to school. You know, the essentials.
What about you,
The
Terry?
essential.
Take the 25 minibus most of the time, because it's from Braemar Hill, where I live.
2.
Causeway Bay.
Okay. What about you, Harry?
Anyways, well, most notably, I take the South Island line multiple times a day.
Why?
Just because I like to, and
Oh.
yeah, I just really like to take the train. And
So do you just ride it back and forth?
not on a daily basis, but normally, like, in the first couple of weeks that it opened, I was on a train a couple of times, riding back and forth for hours on end, which is not good,
Wait, why?
Why?
because I was just wasting my time going back and forth on a train.
Do you like listen to music? Jam out a little bit? Or do you
No, I
just
just
longingly look out the window? Which half the
Well,
time
because I know
is
you can
the
look at
inside
the
of a
front of
tunnel?
Yeah,
the
you can
South
look at the
Island
front
line, because
window.
there's
Oh,
it's like
okay,
it's like
South
automated,
Of
right?
course, of course.
The train's automated, Harry.
Yep, you can look out the front window. And what's really special is it's the only train in Hong Kong that allows you to do that, apart from the Disneyland line.
Oh, right. No, it's not.
Yeah,
That
it
allows you
is.
to look out the window?
The
It
front
does,
window.
yeah,
Oh,
the front window.
All right, fine.
No,
fine.
Liam.
Have you
No,
been
no,
to
no. The other
Disneyland
window's
recently,
inside
Harry?
tunnels, right? You know
Well,
what
not always.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, there was a question from Taryn. Have I been to Disneyland recently? Not really, because we all just started IB, and we don't really have time.
So if we didn't have IB on, you would go to Disneyland?
Oh
Every
yeah,
day?
definitely.
Every day?
If I buy an annual pass and if I can afford it, yeah.
Do you like
Well-
Disneyland? Okay, wait. But what do you like more, Disneyland or Ocean Park?
Well, I think Ocean Park is much more fun, and the annual pass used to be like so cheap. It used to be like $10 more expensive than a like 1-day ticket for students. This used to be really valued because you could just go every day for basically the price of 1 day.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Taryn,
also
what about you? Do you like Disneyland?
Yeah, I liked it when I was a lot younger.
So you don't like it anymore?
No, I still find it quite interesting.
Interesting. What do you find? What about Disneyland do you find interesting?
The rides. I mean, not interesting. I find them
rides?
fun. Space Mountain.
Oh, I was just thinking about that one.
Space
Space
Mountain's
Mountain is good.
I think
Especially when it's
Hair
Halloween.
Razor is a bit better.
Hair Razor's
Especially when it's Halloween times come, they change Space Mountain. They make it scarier.
Looks like we're going next weekend, boys.
Might be the move.
It is.
Mhm.
Might be the math SL test move. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Harry.
Oh.
Harry, what about you? Disneyland or Ocean Park?
Ocean Park, I think.
Why
because
Ocean
it's
Park?
It's more real, more realistic. Also, I like the
I
work
think the
they're
whole
doing.
point of Disneyland is to not be realistic.
But
It's all a
still.
fantasy.
Like,
I
why would
like-
you want it to be realistic? You're going into a fantasy amusement park.
I like the work they do with animals too.
Oh, that's
So
that,
yeah.
that
That's
makes
respectable.
sense.
That's
And
respectable.
also, this might sound a little bit stupid, but they have a funicular train inside Ocean
Oh
Park.
yeah, what's it called? The one where like
The
all the
Ocean
sea
Express.
creatures on the windows.
Ocean
Yeah, like
Express.
Ocean
on the top you see like
Express.
the jelly and stuff, the jellyfish.
And
No, but like
It's actually
did
an
you know
octopus.
there are other sea creatures as you previously talked about? Just
Sorry, what were you saying, Mike?
no, I was saying that Ocean Park. There are lots of like animal activists, animal rights activists that, were in protest against like how Ocean Park treats its animals because apparently they treat them very badly. They're enclosed in very confined spaces, and it's not a very pleasant experience for the animals. Were you aware of this, Harry?
Yeah, I actually saw reports because Ocean Park sometimes keeps animals in confinement and trains them for performances, which is why when I go to Ocean Park, I personally refuse to watch these animal shows because unnatural, not really humane.
But you just said that you enjoy the work they do with animals.
The conservation work, they have like this charity trust or something.
Interesting.
Anyways,
Okay.
Back to project.
Back
week.
to project week. So
Mush, tell us more.
tell me,
some
I'll
funny
tell you more.
stories from
Okay,
Australia.
I'll tell you some funny stories.
Funny stories.
Well, on the hikes, we saw various species of wildlife. One being a blue-tongued lizard. I think it was called a skink.
Oh,
And-
a skink. Yes.
So, our tour guide on one of the days, like one of the earlier days, he pointed out to us. He picked it up, and then Edward tried to pick it up, and then when he tried to pick it up, it just went, and then it just defecated on the ground.
Oh, very attractive.
And then after that, we saw one. We didn't see it again, but we passed by one again. We didn't really notice it initially. Enzo, another one of our classmates, he ran by it and he didn't really see it. And he stepped on its tail,
oh
and it just went.
Can you make that sound again?
And then it just like ran back into the bush, and then it was like, oh my god, because when that thing like defecates, it's kind of bad. Well,
What? All right. Whatever. Harry,
Wait,
sorry.
wait, I'm not
where
done
did you
yet.
go? Okay. Sorry. carry
let's
on.
not talk about defecation.
Harry,
anymore.
more on New Zealand. What did you guys do there?
So
That was other than hanging with the Maoris.
okay. On the first day, we did something called Sky Swing, which, if you ask a lot of people on my trip, was the first time they actually did it. In fact, I remember Faith, one of our classmates, and Miss Chan, one of our teachers, refused to go on the ride. And
what was it, Harry?
Sky Swing. So
Oh, that
it's-
sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A-
you went to New Zealand.
yeah,
Oh,
a pendulum, but 50 meters high.
forgot.
Yeah.
So they refused. Why'd they refuse?
Because they had like this thing for heights, I guess.
Mm,
But
So
um,
who refused?
Miss Chan and Faith.
Miss Chan.
Yeah,
Anna.
Anna Chan.
Oh.
Anna Chan.
Yeah, and I think someone forced them both on
Oh. So what was the best part about New Zealand?
trying things that I would never ever try.
Because
Such
you
as?
can't try them, or because
I won't.
oh,
Because rafting off a 10-meter tall river is
so
not
because you
happening.
can't try them.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you guys straight up go down a waterfall?
Yeah, 10 meters tall, and
Whoa, that's kind of scary. How does it even work?
Is
I
that not
think
illegal
drop
or like
10
kind of
meters.
dangerous?
You
It
drop
is, but-
10 meters.
yeah.
I
Well,
would
how
do
did
that.
you not fall out of the raft?
Oh yeah, long story we had to cling on. But it was, I think, the first year.
Are you sure it
in-
was 10 meters?
Yeah, tallest commercially rafted waterfalls, I think.
10 meters is really high.
10
Way
meters is
too high.
10
So
meters
I don't think it's
is
possible.
so high.
I don't think that's possible.
Too high.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's way too high.
It might be the marketing. I don't know. That's all I read. But I think it's the first year that CIS has run this trip and have not had a flip.
Oh,
in
really?
The river.
So if it flips, you just free fall 10 meters into a rocky abyss.
I think it flips when you hit the bottom. Yeah.
Make
Wait,
more
is-
sense
is,
if it flips
is the
midair.
pool that you land very deep?
Is it deep?
It is deep, but
How
we
deep?
have. I don't know.
All right.
Well, I hope it's
Um,
deep. Otherwise
Deeper
people
than my
die.
knowledge on the depth of the pool. Anyways. Still.
What?
So it wasn't rocky. It wasn't rocky.
I I think it was I think it is rocky on the side, but maybe not on the bottom. I think right before we went down, we hit a rock, so we went down kind of sideways, ish, which meant we half flipped, but we were fine. We did not flip.
You
forward.
half flipped, so you were going like horizontally down the river.
Not necessarily horizontally, but near horizontal.
Again, I
Don't.
Doesn't
Okay.
seem
I don't
very
know what that
likely,
means, but
All right.
scary.
All right, so Liam,
Yes.
what do you think was one of the most challenging moments of your trip to the Philippines?
That's a great question. Malesh. Having Brandon Beaver as a dive partner, the guy fiended my air to no end. He didn't even use it. He just let it loose. Ran out of air very fast, very fast.
What Liam is talking about is his second source of air, which is a second regulator you have on your buoyancy control device, where if your dive partner is suddenly out of O or air,
Out of
then he can signal to you,
O2.
and the signal is this, which means to share air, and you'll give your second source to. No, it's this. You'll give your second source to your dive buddy, so that he can breathe through your tank, and then you'll make a slow ascension up.
an Ascension.
Yeah.
Did you know Ascension is the capital of a country in the world?
No.
Which one?
I gotta check, but I know it is the capital of a country.
Well, in any case, it's for you to be safe. And what Brandon did was he would take Liam's second source and press the exhale button so that he would just let oxygen out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Asuncion, the capital of Paraguay.
Interesting.
Cool.
That would be my first guess, actually.
Yeah, nice.
I
Good
think
to know.
Uruguay is Montevideo.
Ooh, we should play a game.
Yeah, let's play a game. How about this?
Each
Guess-
say countries.
Yeah,
and
we
then-
say countries. So I'm gonna say country, then Terrence gonna say capital. If he gets it wrong, I get a point, and then we do it again, and then you guys do it, and then we just.
This is
do
gonna
it.
be a really quick game.
It's gonna be really
because
3-minute.
It's gonna be
It's
a
gonna be a
3
3-minute game. We'll do once each.
Once
Okay.
once each.
Terran, what's the capital of Tuvalu?
Why would I know this?
Okay, so
How about we
I get a
keep it
point.
to popular countries?
Okay, fine. What's the capital of Laos?
That's just not a popular country.
Okay,
Not a popular country.
what's the country? What's the country? What's the capital of Venezuela?
Why don't I
What
ask
the
you?
heck?
Okay, you ask me first.
What's the capital of Montenegro?
Come on.
Exactly.
Montenegro? No, it's not. Okay, fine.
Exactly.
How
What's the
about
capital of China?
Beijing?
Oh. good
Oh.
job.
All right, 1 point for me. Now my turn. What's the capital of Cambodia? This should be easy.
No, it's just
Phnom
no.
Penh. It
just
no one
is.
goes
I'll
to
take that
Phnom
point.
Penh, he gets a point. Everyone just knows.
Capital
Okay.
of Sweden.
Stockholm.
Ooh, Malesh gets a
Okay.
point. Looks like we're tied.
Your
Malesh.
turn. I got 2 points.
Oh, you got two.
Yeah, your turn, Harry.
Harry, your turn.
What's the capital of Bulgaria?
What?
What? Okay.
Okay.
But
just
do you
searched that
know it?
up.
Do you know it?
Yeah. But I was just trying to confirm it was Bulgaria because it might be wrong.
Okay. So
Okay,
you
that's
can-
cheating.
we're just gonna skip
Okay,
that. My
let's
turn
just
now.
skip that.
Okay. What's the capital of New Zealand?
Auckland.
Oh, Auckland.
Okay, Liam gets a point. Okay, now Taryn, your turn.
What's the capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
Ontario. No, I thought I was no.
Point.
It's Ottawa. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 points.
Wait,
for
hold
Malesh.
up.
Boom, boom.
Actually, the quick
Car-
correction:
Belgium.
capital of New Zealand is Wellington.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Belgium.
Belgium, Brussels.
Okay, fine.
4 points for Malesh.
No. 3.
4.
3.
4. You got the point for
Let's agree to
Auckland.
disagree. Okay?
Auckland's
Someone
not
else
even
can-
right.
Okay, Harry, your turn.
What's the capital of Ireland?
Dublin.
All right, you do get a point.
Why are you so quick at this?
Okay, what's the capital of Northern Ireland?
Belfast?
No, that's no. That's a part of the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's
So
the
London.
But
It-
still.
well?
joking.
Okay, what's the capital?
United States of America, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. What's the capital of Russia?
Moscow.
I said
Yep,
that.
he gets the point.
1 point.
Taryn, go.
Time's up.
What's the capital of Switzerland?
Zurich. Bern.
It is Bern.
Get the point.
It is Bern.
Okay,
Good
go,
job.
Liam.
Well, let's wrap that one up. Looks like a
Good run, boys. We'll see you back after the weather/government announcement break. Thank you for tuning in.
No, we still have.
Nope. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Thank you
we're
very
good.
much,
Thank you very
everybody.
much. Yeah,
We'll be
see
back
ya.
We'll be
after
back
the break.
soon.
Metro Plus, your radio weather.
It'll be mainly cloudy, sunny periods during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 23 and 27 degrees. Moderate to fresh easterly winds, occasionally strong offshore overnight. Relative humidity stands at 75%. For the outlook, there will be sunny periods in the following couple of days. And that's the weather from your radio, plus 1044.
This quarter's demand notes for rates and government rent have been posted. The rates concession of up to $2,500 has already been included, but is not applicable to government rent. Remember to pay by October 31st, or you'll have to pay a surcharge. If you haven't received the demand note, please call the Rating and Valuation Department on 2152-0111. Please also inform the department of any updates of payers' particulars, such as changes of property ownership, as soon as possible.
Yeah, big 14 auto going on. Yeah. Said I made y'all. Said I made, I be mad that I hate y'all. Same reason why I hate y'all. I'm up in this run and I race off. Get a dash in this race car. Got the pistol pit on me, is this a face off? Let it say a damn grace, dog. Blind to reality just like your rain stars. Hey, I don't want no more press. No, I don't want no more press. No, I don't want no more press. 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 Hey, go hit my down. Hey, choppers by my side, you know it cloud. Like a and big bag, big cash, and I told her big gas. Aftermath, I've been dressing all black, got a black mask. I'll pull it out the black bag. Ooh, yeah, you drop your bang bang, look, you left in the past. Ooh, hey, Sunday, I'm your dad. Big racks on my body, baby, got his cash. Pretty goofy, really going outside. Get these hell like I'm Johnny Gas. Swear I want no press. No, 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 swear I want no press. Hey, are you really from the field? Or are you really from the hills? I got a mobbing coming by the mills. They'll shoot you down, boy, for forcing any kill. For real, I'm trying to find your chill. I'm off this activist, I'm trying to pop a seal. I don't, baby, no, don't do no pills. I'm just smoking on dope, baby, just thumbing through the meals. So ill.
Okay, welcome back to Campus Radio.
Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Liam, joined
And-
by Harry.
Yeah. Okay, so over the break, over this short announcement break, I was coming up with a topic and
A debate topic?
Yeah. Did
Oh.
you know?
Sounds like a question. Or
Did you
sounds like a
know
statement.
that apparently BTS was on the front cover of Times Magazine for being the next generation leaders?
Really?
Yeah. So
BTS is actually a great group. I actually do quite enjoy their songs.
Oh, you listen to them?
Not
No,
really,
not
but
really.
their songs are pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, oh my. Anyways,
I know some of their songs, Jeanette. I know some of them.
I only listened to like one and I was like, mic drop. But anyways, do you think that groups like BTS should act like role models, considering they're now effectively more of a leader to young people than possibly their own government?
Well, define leader. All they're doing is singing and dancing.
Well, I mean, what they wear, what they do, what they say, it can...
But if everybody just sang and danced, then it wouldn't be a very effective
I meant like...
community, would it?
I meant like, what if... Okay, let's say, for example, some pop videos, they're getting more and more explicit, in a sense. More music videos are getting more and more explicit.
Like new rappers and stuff?
Yeah, and
All right,
also
I
female
agree.
artists that many young girls look up to. Do you think that do you think they should self-censor, so to speak, to like become role models, or should they
You mean
be
like
who
new
they
rappers
are?
and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of them, their upbringing is kind of in that lifestyle, for lack of better words. Like they come up in rather poor areas, in around the U.S. in like usually associated with gangs and whatnot. It's already started.
Now.
We're talking about new rappers, Taryn, and how BTS is a since they're on the cover of Time magazine, Harry is saying they're good role models for
Oh yeah.
Should
Most
they be?
recently, they were on the UN. They were
Yeah.
on the UN. I think General Assembly. I'm not sure what they talked about exactly, but
Wait, BTS, like
yeah,
the Korean band.
they were
was
in
on
they were in the UN giving a
So,
speech.
do you guys think that they're good influencers and that new rappers are bad influencers because a lot of their videos involve things like smoking pot and those
Drugs,
guns,
violence,
drugs,
sex.
drugs, sexualizing women, etc.
Hey,
Well, I think rappers use motifs such as the ones you just mentioned to accentuate the themes that they want to convey through their raps, and whether that be or the messages that they wish to convey through their raps.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I don't think they use those these symbols and motifs just to be cool, but rather to give an appropriate segue to convey their message.
And it also reflects a lot on how they were brought up as younger people, just
Well,
in that
not
environment.
all of them.
they were
Not all of
they're-
them,
I mean,
but a lot of them.
but
Some of them, like Kendrick Lamar, or
they're
Kendrick
used-
Lamar doesn't just rap about drugs and sex.
I know, but he raps about his childhood.
Exactly.
In Compton.
Exactly.
No, but the point is that their use of such crude imagery to convey their point is a reflection of the way that they were taught. I mean, not the way they were taught, the way they were brought up. They were
Not all of them.
well,
no.
most
Well,
of
you
them.
keep saying
They
that.
were taught that it's okay to speak like this. Obviously.
Yes.
No.
but
Yes.
Yes, then they wouldn't do it.
No, not all of them were like that.
I'd say
Name-
most.
Lil Pump's not like that. Lil Pump actually went to school and stuff.
Didn't he go to Harvard?
But anyways, what about for the kids that are looking up to them, or kids that treat them as role models?
I don't think kids. Oh, well, obviously there are some kids that aspire to be a rapper, such as Kendrick Lamar, Lil Pump.
If you're looking up to rappers like that, I don't think you should be wanting to do drugs and everything. I think you should more look at the fact that they came from nothing
And that they're
a lot
so
of the
successful.
time, and they are so successful, and they're running around with diamonds and everything now, buying Lamborghinis on the regular. I think that's something to look up to.
Well, I mean,
like, good motivation, right? But I don't think they should look up to like, oh yeah, doing drugs, stuff like that.
most rappers aren't even that wealthy. I was looking up, a few of the I was looking up a few rappers' net worth in my free time recently, and rappers like Lil Pump, they're worth under $1 million.
I don't. No, I think now they're definitely worth over $1 million.
Well, I mean, I think this was a few days ago. Lil Pump, I mean,
days ago.
Lil Yachty as well. They don't have that high of a net worth, but given their lifestyle, their house, their car, etc., I don't think it's like reflective of their net worth. I think I'm not sure how it really works, like how they able to afford such grand and luxurious lifestyles.
Well, in the U.S., things are a lot cheaper than here.
Makes sense.
So it says Lil Pump's net worth is $6.5 million.
Really?
$1 yeah, and net worth
Wow.
is like everything they own combined, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Can you search poorest rappers?
All right.
How do we get into this?
Well, I mean, poorest. There's loads of rappers that are just
Top 10 poorest rappers.
like
in
I
the
bet
world.
Denzel Curry's net worth is not over $1 million, but he's definitely a better rapper than Lil Pump.
No, I think his is definitely over $1 million. Yeah, like there's no way it's not. Denzel Curry's come out with frequent bangers over the last couple of
What are
years.
some of these bangers?
Ultimate, Cloud Cobain.
Cloud
Oh,
Cobain.
wait, Cloud Cobain. How about you recite a line for me?
Pardon?
Recite a line for me.
That was
Suicidal thoughts. Call it Kurt Cobain.
Is that how it goes? Suicidal thoughts called Kurt Cobain.
No.
Why do you want me to sing it?
'Cause I don't know how it goes.
Well, then just Google in your spare time.
Suicidal thoughts. Call it Kurt Cobain. Like that.
Yeah.
And then.
Okay, time's up, Malesh. So what music do you listen to, Malesh?
Well, most recently, I've been hooked on a artist called Han. They're a English duo that produce very it's very, I'm not sure, it's unique music because it uses a combination of different types of different, I'm not sure how to say it, different like tones, different different types of music. They use EDM in some songs. They use just genuine, like, it's most of it's just genuine, like pop. They sing most of the time. Some of them have really like low music. Like the music isn't as loud as they're speaking. It's very dull.
So it's like Joji.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
So, Taryn, what kind of music do
Taryn,
you
who's
listen to?
Joji?
No, just what music do you listen to, Taryn?
I've started recently listening to a lot of 80s and 90s hip hop, as well as I do listen to other new rappers, but mostly I listen to hip hop. So you got artists like NWA, Snoop Dogg.
But new rappers are considered hip-hop.
Oh, no, that's what I meant.
Oh.
Like hip hop in general.
Oh, okay.
So you've got NWA, Snoop Dogg, The Doc, DJ Yella.
Who's the Doc? Dr.
Tupac.
Dre?
No, The Doc is like the, and then
Is his name The Doc?
yeah,
Oh,
he
cool,
he made Funky Enough.
What about Tupac? Do you guys listen to him anymore?
I listened to some of his songs. Yeah.
Yeah, feels bad.
Harry, what music do you listen to?
I don't really listen to music, to be honest.
Don't you have
but,
your own music, Harry?
Oh, don't you?
No, I stopped paying Spotify for their license fees. Too expensive.
But it's on YouTube, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Have you made
I
any
don't
money
remember.
off of it?
I remember there used to like a long time ago when I checked, some ad fees, but they were all donated.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
But
Did you take
anyways,
down any of your videos?
I don't think they're up anymore. Like, because we're all senior students now, and when we
Juniors,
apply
actually. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
when we
I'm just
apply to universities, I don't really want them finding that.
But I mean, they're not necessarily negative. Some of the songs are really positive message. I'm not
Like
sure
your
why they'd reflect
Justin
negative
Timberlake one?
values.
But
the
still,
one you made for Beyond Project.
but
it's
still, like,
Oh,
not
wasn't
the
that Bruno
best.
Mars?
It's Justin
No.
That was Uptown Funk. Yeah.
No.
thingy. Like,
Just
I got this
not.
feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh yeah.
Not the
yeah.
impression that universities should be getting.
So, Carrie, what kind of universities are you aspiring to attend?
I don't know.
US or UK?
I think I'm looking into both, but more US.
All right.
Um,
West Coast or East Coast, or like
East Coast, definitely.
No, it's
East
like
Coast.
NYU, MIT, that kind of stuff.
If they take me, then yeah, sure. But
respectable.
I don't-
Malesh, what about you? Are you planning to go in the US or
I think.
back to the roots?
What are the roots?
India, right? From India.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not at this point. I'm just really split between the UK and the US. They both offer very tempting options, but I think it's more dependent on the type of learning, like the learning style that I'd like to choose when the time comes. Because the US obviously offers a more liberal approach. You can take liberal arts for your first 2 years and then decide your specific major after those 2 years pass. While in the UK, they go for a more specialized approach where you just start learning. You start learning your major as soon as you join
Yeah,
your
but you
first
still
year.
have in the UK. You still have other little courses. that you
Yeah,
take.
I know, obviously, but US's undecided approach is quite tempting because I'm not too sure what I want to do at this point.
Yeah.
What about
Fair.
you, Taryn?
I'm not taking the SAT, so it's either Canada or the UK.
What are some Canadian universities that you aspire to go to?
U of T. It's mainly it's only Toronto universities because my family lives there.
What about Ottawa? I mean Ontario. They have universities.
Well, I'm sure they do.
I'm in
Sure
the
they do.
Toronto area, so that can include Waterloo and such.
Oh, so you know, I'm pretty.
Pretty
UT has some pretty high requirements for joining most of their schools, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'll try
yeah,
my best to achieve those requirements.
of course, Taryn. Yeah, I believe you.
Of course. Alright, come on, Mlash. Come on.
No, I'm saying that Taryn can do it. Like
Yeah.
Taryn can do it. He's a smart guy.
Okay. Nice
Okay.
to know.
Great.
Okay, Liam, what about you?
I was thinking of mainly going to the U.S.
West Coast.
West Coast.
It's like USC, UCLA, USD, UCB.
Yep.
Lots of UCs.
Lots of UCs.
What about UBC? The West Coast of Canada.
What's that?
University of British Columbia.
Oh.
I wasn't really considering Canada because I'm not Canadian, and also none of my family members live in Canada. That may not be true, but yeah, I don't think any of them live in Canada.
Very interesting. Well, on the topic of universities,
What are
do,
some?
do you guys
study-
intend on staying in a dorm room for your first year, or renting out your own apartment and sharing it with friends, or?
Probably a dorm room.
I was thinking dorm room, but my mom did give me the suggestion of because she's planning to leave Hong Kong.
Like, let's just
So-
let's list some pros and cons here. Dorm rooms, everybody's closer together.
And you make friends in your first year. That's
Yeah,
really
you make
important.
friends in first year, and like, who are you gonna stay with in the first?
You like want to know what if me and Taryn go to U of T together?
I know, but
No.
what if
Stay in
you
the
don't?
same room.
What
No.
Wouldn't
We'll
that
live
be
together.
Fun? Wouldn't that be fun? I say we all do that. Harry, you in on this?
No, Liam, you come to U of T too. Me, you, and Taryn will share a room. A room.
Wow.
A single room. A single room.
Not even a king size bed, just a single.
A single bed.
Someone can sleep on
A
the
single
floor.
bed and some floor space.
We can
Some
rotate. We can
generous-
rotate.
Some
So
shack.
I'm on the bed 5 days. You one day. You one day.
Yeah, because
Why don't we
you
just
need to
stay
sleep
yin
on the
yang?
bed.
Max
The
capacity.
new yin yang.
2. Oh, the new yin yang, the refurbished yin yang.
Anyways,
It's been refurbished.
Really?
one thing I want to
You haven't
know.
seen my bathroom yet.
One thing I want to know about universities though are, what are like fraternities? What do they do?
Well, basically, it's like fraternities usually stay in like multi-level houses. They're situated in the suburbs. They're mostly in America. Some are in Canada. They're basically like you join a fraternity. It's a group of students. It's almost always single gender, and you basically
No, I thought it was fraternities or guys.
it's fraternities and sororities.
Yeah.
And then you can you do activities with them. You compete in like athletic events, and you basically
You
just bond
do
as
parties.
a group. Parties, exactly. And there's also a fraternity organization in the U.S. and they just
Set down rules.
they set down rules for the fraternities to abide by. So it's a very organized system, but it's not for everyone. I mean, the activities that they engage in are sometimes very extreme. So it's highly dependent on the type of person that you are.
It's completely true. You have to
Lee,
be
what about you?
hype
Do you
enough.
want to join a fraternity?
I'm not sure.
Alpha,
Probab-
Beta, Chi.
Probably not.
It's not a fraternity. Probably not.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's
You
mixed
think you can
feelings.
get into one?
Depends if I'm hype enough.
Well, it's not really about the hype.
It
It
is.
definitely is about the
It's
hype.
about whether or not you're willing to get hazed. You know those hazing activities they do in like
Ooh,
when
what
you
is
first want to
hazing?
join? Oh, okay. You don't know what hazing is?
No.
So like basically when you initially join a university or a school, so like in order to join a certain friend group, students might make you like eat some food out the trash can or do other like weird
That's what
weird
hazing
activities.
is?
That's what hazing is. So
Oh,
like
wow.
those
Crazy activity.
those movies that where like kids dunk other students' heads in like the toilet bowl, that's hazing sometimes. And then after that, you're magically a part of their friend group. So like hazing in like fraternities is like doing their homework, scrubbing the floors, and other really really weird stuff. So you have to be willing to do that to become a member of the fraternity. And once you're a member, the cycle starts over again.
You make other people do.
Yeah,
hazing.
but you don't really have to be.
but
I can't hear what you're saying.
Is there like, if you're not joining a fraternity, then how do you bond with the people in your university?
Dorm
Well,
rooms.
not everyone is part of a fraternity, so you can be friends with the
Oh.
other people that aren't.
Yeah.
Are
There's
most
no way.
people-
Or sororities.
No, probably not most people, considering how big public university
Is there
Okay.
fraternity alpha?
No,
It's
they're a
three Latin words
combination
like alpha,
of-
beta,
It
chi.
has to be 3
of-
words.
It's Greek.
4 words.
Can it
Oh
not be-
yeah, Greek.
Can it not be alpha alpha alpha?
It could be alpha, alpha,
I-
alpha, but
could
I don't
it
think it
be?
exists. It definitely
Yeah,
does not exist. Like alpha, beta, chi, alpha, Zulu, chi,
That just doesn't exist.
Zool.
the Zulu.
Okay, fine.
There's one called Pi Alpha Alpha. What's this
Oh.
one about?
Pi Alpha Alpha. Sounds hype. What university is that?
Where is that? No, actually, I don't think
have
fraternities are limited to
no
one
idea.
university. I think people from multiple
Yeah, I
universities
think
can join a
they're-
fraternity.
really?
No, yeah, they can. Yeah.
They
Oh,
can
I
for
did not
sure.
know that.
It's just the area. Check the area.
Oh, it's the area.
Where is it from?
It is from. I have no idea.
Arkansas.
Apparently
Texarkana.
headquarters
Kansas.
in Washington D.C.
Headquarters.
Washington.
I don't
Well, it
even
has
know what this
multiple
is.
like mini fraternities.
No, the sub branch.
Is it more like a normal group of friends, or is it more like a cult
It's a
type
it's
of
like
thing?
a cult.
It's
Oh.
not really a cult.
It's not a cult. I wouldn't refer to it
That's
as
a
a cult.
form
That's
of a
so
cult.
extreme.
It's a
like
form
you
of
know,
a
I
cult.
think the
Well,
KKK.
define
The KKK is a
cult.
cult. The fraternity is not a cult.
Well,
A
they make
cult
they
as
make
in
you
like-
swear by
How is it a
rules and, like-
cult? How is it a cult?
Okay, it's a form of a cult. It's not a group of friends only.
Yeah,
Your-
because do they
do-
make you like jump the streets, like running at like
Do they make you perform satanic rituals?
Do they make
or
you, like-
Not all
hate, or
cults
hate
are-
on specific races?
yeah,
But
go
there
away
are-
parties?
Make you.
There
do
are
that.
specific rituals in fraternities.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure they're
that's
not
very
like
true.
sacrificing a newborn baby, right?
Well, I mean, not all cults sacrifice newborn babies.
True.
Some do.
Some.
Most
That
do
does
not.
mean-
Oh, do you know which ones do, Taryn? I'm sure you do.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyways, away from the topic of cults, back to universities. So,
Oh yeah, what do you think are some good ways that some effective ways of studying, or whatnot that
For university or for
that-
school?
for school that could get you in a good university?
Well, I think firstly is you go home 3:00, you get on the grind, you sit at your desk, no distractions, turn on like whatever the software on your computer that turns off distractions is, open the Google Drive, get all your work done, probably like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Go straight to sleep, wake up at 4 a.m., do more revision, go back to sleep.
Would you say
Is
you
that
do
what
more?
you do?
Would you say you do more revision or homework?
Well, I think the point of homework is to do revision, but most teachers just, even though you might be proficient in a certain area and you want to move on to another area or you're not proficient in another area, they make you do the homework equally for all of the areas.
That's
I'm pretty
true.
sure if you did what you did, Milesh, for a whole 2 years, you might actually become extremely depressed.
Why did I become depressed?
that
Because
is
you would
true.
just be cut off from everyone.
What about Saturday and Sunday?
But like
Well, you know
2
what they
days.
say. Saturdays are for the boys.
True.
And
Sunday's
Sundays,
family day.
no, Sundays.
So
is
Sunday is
Sabbath
family
day.
day. Sunday is family
It's a
day.
Sabbath day. It's a
Liam,
rest
what do you
day.
do on Sundays? I hear you go to church.
I do go to church.
Is that by choice?
It is by choice.
So you're a full-on Christian.
I am a Christian.
Very interesting.
Are you a Hindu?
I prefer not to discuss that at this time.
Why?
What about you, Taryn?
I don't want to, Taryn. What are you?
I'm supposed to be a Sikh because I'm from.
Do you eat beef?
Punjab. Yes, I eat
So you're
beef.
not a Sikh.
No, I'm not a Sikh. My grandma thinks I'm a Sikh.
Well, hopefully she's watching this. Hello, Miss Kelsey.
Mrs. Marwaha, actually.
Okay. Yes.
Taryn eats beef.
Say that again. Hello.
Mrs. Momaha.
Yes.
Marwaha. Okay,
Oh,
whatever.
Mrs. Marwaha.
Well, you have it now. Taryn does in fact eat beef, not following the family
My
traditions.
whole family eats beef.
Very disrespectful, being completely honest. But
Taryn,
yeah.
are both your parents also Sikhs / Hindus?
Well, they should be Sikhs, but
Do they eat beef?
our whole family eats beef.
Oh.
You
Oh.
beef eaters.
Oh.
Do you eat beef?
Condemned.
Yes,
no,
you
I
eat
never
beef.
eat beef.
You eat beef.
When last time I ate beef?
I don't know. I just know you eat beef.
No, you don't.
You wanna
Nah,
start
fam.
some beef?
Pretty
We-
sure
Huh?
you do.
We just go Sabo 10, Taryn.
We
No
should solid.
beef
We
there.
eat pork. We don't eat beef. Taryn.
Pork, chicken.
Pork and
That's
chicken and
it.
shrimp. I'm not a betrayal to my
What
parents.
about fish?
Fish is.
So you are Hindu.
I'm not. Just because I don't eat beef doesn't mean I'm Hindu.
You just said
So you're saying
I
all
don't-
vegans are Hindus?
You just said I don't betray my parents' religion.
All vegans are Hindus?
All vegans are Hindus.
What?
Well, all Hindus are vegan. Vegetarian. All Hindus are vegetarian. Well,
No,
most Hindus.
They
no,
eat chicken. They eat
no,
fish.
sorry. All Jainists are vegetarian.
Vaginas?
What's a
It's a
jai,
Jainist.
whatever?
What's a Jainist?
It's a
It's another.
Jainist.
It's another Indian religion.
What about you, Harry? Are you a part of a religion?
Are you Buddhist?
No, I'm not really religious though.
That's all. I mean,
Are your parents religious?
No.
Ah.
Liam, are your parents religious?
So
They
you're
are
atheist
actually.
or agnostic.
I think agnostic because
So you
no,
believe
they're
there's a
atheists,
superpower.
but
Oh
I'm
yeah, we discussed this in
agnostic,
2K class. I remember Mr. Silver. He was talking about, difference between atheism and agnostic. don't know how you say the plural. It's like being
Anyways.
agnostic.
Being agnostic.
Being agnostic is basically where you where you believe in a certain superpower existing, but you don't believe in you don't know which one it is. Well,
No, agnostic's not that. It's when you
Really?
question.
or you
sorry, you
question.
question.
Yeah, I question frequently.
Sorry. It's whether you
Frequently,
question the belief of a god.
Okay, I think that's a very good place to end today's
Oh no, it's not.
It's a break. So
to
No,
end today's
no.
segment on religion. We'll come back around 8:05, and we're gonna be talking about topics that are really
Goodbye,
fun.
everybody.
Goodbye,
See you
everybody.
soon.
This is Metro Plus, a service of Metro Broadcast. Now the news with Jeanette Gaius.
A senior member of Turkey's ruling party has criticized Saudi Arabia over its acknowledgement that Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi died in a fistfight at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Leila Celine Usta says the kingdom should have given its explanation before the situation reached this point. Usta, a human rights official in the ruling Justice and Development Party, says Turkish authorities, including prosecutors, forensic, and security officials, have already reached some conclusions as part of their investigation into Khashoggi's death. She says it would have been more valuable if Saudi officials had admitted that Khashoggi was killed in its diplomatic post. Prince Harry paid tribute to Australian service members by opening a new wing of a war memorial before heading to a delayed opening of the Invictus Games as he and wife Meghan continue their visit to Australia and the South Pacific. A thus far joyous debut royal tour by the couple, buoyed by news that they are expecting their first baby, turned solemn as the Duke of Sussex opened a long-awaited extension to the Anzac Memorial in downtown Sydney's Hyde Park Saturday morning. The former British Army captain and his wife laid a wreath of Australian native flowers at the steps of the memorial as Prime Minister Scott Morrison, other dignitaries, and servicemen and women looked on. A former state government official says most of the casualties of a train disaster that killed dozens in northern India were migrant workers. R.C. Yadev, former chairman of Punjab's State Workers Welfare Board, says many of the 60 killed and dozens injured when a speeding train ran over a crowd celebrating the Hindu festival of Dussehra had left their families in neighboring states to work in factories and shops in Punjab. A local Congress Party politician had organized the event at a clearing near the railway tracks on the outskirts of Amritsar. Hundreds were watching the burning of an effigy of the demon Ravana as fireworks went off when two trains crossed the tracks in opposite directions, giving people little opportunity to escape. The U.S. accused a Russian woman of helping oversee the finances of a sweeping secretive effort to sway American public opinion through social media in the first federal case alleging foreign interference in the 2018 midterm elections. The criminal complaint against Elena Alexeyevna Kushyanova alleges that Russians are using some of the same techniques to influence U.S. politics as they relied on ahead of the 2016 presidential election, methods laid bare by an investigation from special counsel Robert Mueller into impossible coordination between Russia and Donald Trump's campaign. Justice Department prosecutors claim that Kushyanova of St. Petersburg helped manage the finances of a hidden but powerful Russian social media effort aimed at spreading distrust for American political candidates and causing divisions on hot-button social issues like immigration and gun control. The United Nations asked the government of Sri Lanka to immediately repatriate the commander of its 200-strong contingent assigned to the UN peacekeeping force in Mali following a review of his human rights background. UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric announced that the request for Lieutenant Colonel Kalana Amunupure to leave the troubled West African nation was made based on recently received information. A report in the Guardian newspaper in July quoted a confidential report that claimed the Sri Lankan commander in Mali, who was not named, is alleged to have committed war crimes during the finale of Sri Lanka's 26-year civil war against Tamil Tiger rebels that ended in 2009.
Metro Plus, your radio weather.
It'll be mainly cloudy, sunny periods during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 23 and 27 degrees. Moderate to fresh easterly winds, occasionally strong offshore overnight. Relative humidity stands at 75%. For the outlook, there will be sunny periods in the following couple of days. And that's the weather from your radio, plus 1044.
Shopping, splitting bills, supporting parents with housekeeping money. We often have to pay and receive money in daily life. Do you want an easier way to transfer funds? The Hong Kong Monetary Authority has launched the Faster Payment System, or FPS, a brand new system for instant cross-bank and e-wallet money transfer, anytime, anywhere. A mobile number is all you need. Register via banks or e-wallets and start receiving funds using your mobile number. FPS, put your mind at ease.
Welcome back.
Hey, what is up, everybody? We are back on Campus Radio. We have Malesh in the corner, Taryn, me, and then Harry. I'm Liam. Okay, so moving on to our next topic. Malesh, how about you introduce
Topic
this one?
65. Okay, now topic 65. We're gonna be talking about.
Perhaps we should talk about the
65 out of the books.
Oh
my.
Oh.
Let's talk about Liam.
No,
Liam.
let's not.
Do you have a dog?
Okay.
Ooh, let's talk about movies.
No.
Which
Liam, do you
is
have a
what
dog?
it says, Malesh. Movies.
It says topics. It says movies right here.
What about funny childhood memories?
Oh, funny
that's
childhood
a good one.
memories. Oh,
Okay.
that's what this one says.
In year 8, I remember Liam.
Really?
Me and Liam
Same
watched
here.
a musical together. Remember that, Liam? We watched a musical in AMC.
Did we?
Yeah, and your mom was like, "Yeah, come over," and then we ate nachos in the cinema.
I remember that. Yeah, what movie did we watch?
I don't really. It was some like really bad movie. I remember that much.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. All right, what about you, Taryn? Have any funny childhood stories in particular?
The dog.
Yes, I have.
Coke.
She's dead.
No, but before. Was it like? Well, apparently she was a really barky dog.
Oh yeah, she was crazy. Like one time when my friends came over, she would just start like jumping.
It's like Andre's dog.
Yeah.
Were you guys when your dog was alive? Were you guys living in CIS apartment?
Yin Yan or yes?
No. Oh. Oh, I feel if you guys are in the apartments, I'll feel bad for your neighbor.
Well, I mean, Miss Dolman is a pug.
Miss Dolman's pug's so cute. She comes over to our house sometimes. Miko. Yiko.
Anyways.
What about you, Liam? Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
What's it called?
Bella. Italian for beautiful.
What about your other dog?
Okay.
Yeah, the other dog, the one that passed away. What was its name?
Chase.
Oh yeah, Chase. So, what are some characteristics of Bella that you like? I mean, is she a nice dog?
Yep, she's a pretty nice dog.
Harry, what are some of your childhood?
Funny childhood stories.
Do you have a dog, Harry?
No, I don't have pets.
Do you want to have a dog?
I do, but I can't deal with loss.
That's pretty true.
Yeah, and best memory as a child, I don't know. I don't have any highlights, I guess. First day at CIS when I was like 10, 11. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, what year did you guys come to CIS?
I've been here since day one.
I've been here since
Reception.
2013.
Jungle Kingdom. No,
You'll
actually Teddy Bear's
always
Cottage.
be
How many reception groups are there at CIS?
6.
So 3 in the AM, 3 in the PM.
Yes.
So, Liam, what prompted
was-
prompted you to move to Japan?
My dad's job. What?
And then it came back to Hong Kong.
Yep. Same job.
So you just moved for a year.
Yep.
years.
That's
A
1
year,
year.
1 year.
Thanks, Taryn.
Oh,
but
and then me and Liam just hit it off. Remember that in Chinese class?
no.
Yeah, I brought a microfiber cloth to class. You know.
Oh, we played Minecraft.
No, I brought a microfiber cloth to class. That's what I said.
Play Minecraft.
Yeah, so I touched the screen and I got so mad. And he was like, "No fingerprints."
No, I had my own cloth.
No,
it was
and I-
blue, and it was
yeah.
huge.
It was like this big.
It was.
What are we on about?
Microfiber cloths.
So basically, me and Liam hit it off, and then
I don't think that's the correct
Hit
terminology.
it off.
what?
Hit it off.
That is definitely something people say.
Yeah, that definitely is. We
I
did hit it off.
I think it means something else.
Wh-
Yeah, I'm
what does
on
it
the
mean,
same
Harry?
page.
I think
No.
it means something
What
else.
would it mean?
What would it mean?
Actually, true. Yeah, I said.
No, hit it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I know. I get it now. Wait, Harry. What does it mean?
I
Harry, if you hit it off with somebody, then you're friends with them. But
Then you
also
just
to me-
that means you just vibe with that.
Yeah, you just vibe with them.
Cool.
As much. Yeah.
Moving on.
What do you think
What,
it
what do you
means?
think it meant?
I don't know. Just something else. Moving on.
Well, then let's not make wild assumptions, huh?
Yeah, Harry.
Just kidding, Harry.
Moving on.
Moving
Okay,
on.
Harry.
Does anybody know any good restaurants to eat?
Oh, that's a very good
Sabo
question.
10.
Sabo 10. I
Oh,
think.
Sabo 10? Sabo 10's a
Actually,
great one.
a better Japanese
Coco
place.
curry.
Coco curry.
No, it's not better, but it's okay. It's,
It's cheap,
good.
it's cheap,
It's
it's
cheap.
just so
It's
good.
cheap. It's good,
It's not
but
good.
it's not as good as Sabo
You
10.
know what we should eat
Not as
tonight,
good as
Liam?
Sabo 10. Little Bow.
Coco curry. house.
Little
I
Bow.
ate there last night, fam. Can't eat there 2 nights in a row.
I ate
Actually,
there
I
yesterday,
can.
too.
Hello.
Yes.
No,
It's
no, no,
definitely the call.
No. It's not the call.
Little
Little
I
Bow.
think it's
in
called
Cosmo-
Watami.
No.
Genki.
Genki.
Genki's also a pretty
We
good
had Genki
restaurant.
for lunch yesterday, and you had it for dinner the day before.
Senryo. Have you ever heard of
we went there
Senryo?
together.
Oh, Ippudo. That's
No.
Ichiran.
Ichiran, yeah.
Ichiran's the
Ichiran.
one.
Ichiran,
Ichiran.
okay, acceptable.
That's
That's a good ramen place. That's famous. Ippudo is
Ifangtang.
some not as good.
How about go to
Ichiran.
Ramen Street?
Oh, Ramen Joe.
Oh.
Michelin
That's
star
the
ramen
move.
restaurant.
It's not Michelin star,
Hello.
Michelin guide.
Have you ever been to Ramen Joe's?
No. Oh. Anyways.
So, what's your
Moving
favorite
on
type of
from
food,
ramen.
Harry? Like what? From what country?
Cuisines.
I don't know. I think
National, regional.
I really like
anything you want.
Western, especially seafoods.
Okay,
Like
that's,
Western
that's a
seafood.
very broad region.
Seafoods. Okay, like
Western
seafoods cooked
seafoods.
in the Western style.
There's
So,
many
Like
styles.
grilled, steamed, roasted.
Like salmon?
So
Oh, salmon's
no, for
good.
example, let's
Grilled
say
salmon.
I don't know, like these crab meat. I love.
Oh,
crab meat,
soft shell
yeah.
crab roll and in sushi restaurants. we can't say genki.
Oh my.
Oh,
We're gonna get
yeah.
sued, Aaron.
What about those shrimp rolls? Deep fried shrimp rolls.
Oh,
deep
they
fried
have really good
prawn
ones of
rolls.
those at the restaurant
oh,
in
I'm
Windsor.
craving those. Those are so good.
Oh my god,
it's
the
definitely
salmon with
so
the pepper
good.
and
I'm
cheese.
starving right
Oh
now.
my
Jeanette
God.
Might have to go early. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Harry, back to you. Grilled what?
Harry, do you
Western
prefer
seafood?
the G sushi restaurant or the S sushi restaurant?
How about do you just
How about
No,
What
how about
kind of
Harry
food do you like?
explains
Yeah,
Western
Malesh.
seafood? It is a very broad, like.
okay? Seafood served with Western dishes.
Okay,
Together
that's
with
Right,
still
that's just
so
different.
broad.
That's just
It's really
different.
broad,
Western
but,
seafood and
um,
seafood served with Western dishes is two completely different things.
Seafood
Yeah.
served with Western dishes. That's what I
That's
meant.
not Western
That
seafood.
doesn't make any
though.
sense.
yeah,
I can literally-
definitely just is not
Oh
Western
my.
seafood.
I can make Chinese like styled fish and then just serve it with like spaghetti carbonara.
It wouldn't be Italian, would it?
Okay. Anyways, I have a really broad taste.
oh,
I do.
so is
Oh,
there any
so
food
you-
you don't like? I feel like that might be the
That'd be-
question.
might
we should
be-
be
that'd
asking.
That'd
yeah.
be the call.
Vegetables.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay,
that's
so what do you like
vegetable.
eating next to your like
Alright.
fish? Your Western, your seafood served to next Western, like what Western dish?
Okay. For example,
Like French fries?
I don't. Yeah, possibly, but
Fish and chips.
I've yeah. It's not just fish and chips.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I have
No,
to
French
admit.
fries is not just fish and chips.
But anyways, I've really broad taste.
So you have broad taste, but your favorite food's Western seafood.
Western.
But it's seafood served the Western
Let's
dishes.
just leave it at there. Okay, moving on.
Lee, what about you?
What about vegetables?
what do I not like or what do I do like?
No, let's go back to Harry. What vegetables do you like, if any?
I guess if potatoes a vegetable, that's the only
No,
one.
it's
I
a
like.
starve. Harry, you need to
it's-
eat your veggies.
Harry, you need to
No,
grow.
they're
You need to eat your
disgusting.
greens.
Anyways, moving on to Liam.
Liam, what vegetables do you like?
Oh, I really like spinach. Carrots are good too.
I like pumpkin soup, specifically.
Pumpkin's
soup's amazing.
okay.
Cream of spinach soup. Oh my god. Okay.
Ooh, that is very
Mushrooms. I
nice.
love mushrooms. Are my
I don't really
favorite
like mushrooms.
favorite vegetable slash fruit in the world, except apples.
I don't really like shrooms.
I like mushrooms because they're just like they taste like meat and they're just so
They're bouncy.
they melt in your mouth. Honestly,
Yeah, no, I make the best mushrooms.
Alright.
the shiitake mushrooms, like the not even joking, the shiitake
Oh,
mushrooms are
truffles
so good.
are really
The
good.
truffle shiitake mushrooms.
Truffles are really
to
good.
die for.
What is that? What is that? Oh, bok choy.
Bok choy, bai
choy,
tai, bai
bok
tai,
choy,
bai
bai tai,
tai.
bai tai. Taryn, what about you? What do you like? Oh my god.
Taryn, don't you cook food?
Yes, I cook a lot at home.
Do you cook
Do you really?
Chinese
Yes,
food?
I
Is
do.
ever?
I don't really cook Chinese food now.
Would you consider yourself a good cook
Yes.
I'm better cook.
relative to who?
Me.
Relative to people in our year.
To people who can't cook?
Yeah, I think I can live better than people that are dead. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a good cook. Okay, I can cook better than most people who still cook.
So you're better than Jamie Oliver.
Most people.
No,
Most
You're
people.
better than Gordon Ramsay.
no.
I
of
mean,
course
how
not.
do you define cooking?
Yes, it's highly subjective.
Cooking what?
If I stick an Eggo waffle onto a frying pan for
and I
10
make the
minutes,
best Eggo waffle ever. Am I
does
better
that
than
mean I'm
you?
a better cook than you?
No,
Why
Then-
not?
Then why
because
not?
I can cook more dishes than you.
Best, hey, so
But what if it's
so the
tastier?
metric for you for a good cook is the amount of dishes they can produce, regardless
Which
of
are
quality.
still quality.
So if I make some like spaghetti carbonara, like with crabs and carbonara in the same dish,
I can mix anything
I can literally put an Oreo into a frying pan and say it's the best thing ever, and I'm better than you.
because I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
No, 'cause it's still
because
subjective.
he has a wider variety. No, but with your logic, we're saying the
He knows
quantity
how to
over
cook.
quality.
He knows how to cook
Well, I could say I know how to
a
cook
presentable
too.
dish.
Eggo waffles are
No,
presentable.
I can. The
Nutella
way to be
on
a good
toast.
cook is to be able to cook many dishes which are of all of good quality.
Okay, so name 10 dishes you can make with amazing quality or good quality.
Indian
also-
style ribs, spaghetti carbonara, pizza,
But relative to what?
scrambled,
Wait, no, keep going. Name 10.
scrambled eggs,
And?
which are very good.
And?
I'm just thinking. Risotto, mushroom risotto actually.
Okay.
Bacon asparagus risotto.
No, that's the same thing.
That's ragu.
Okay.
Same thing.
Brownies.
Brownies.
You're turning to baking, buddy.
Baking is still. A
Baking
form
is
of it.
cooking, but I can just put some Betty Crocker in the pan and be like, "Yay, I'm done."
Pop a Pop-Tart in the microwave. and
I'm
we're
done, I'm
good.
baking
We're
shit.
set.
Fine,
Genius.
no baking.
So you're at 6, Taryn.
Yeah, no baking,
Roti
Taryn.
canai.
Just
Huh?
cooking.
Roti canai.
Roti canai, okay, one more. That's 7, 3 more.
Saag paneer.
Uh-huh.
Saag paneer.
Saag paneer, very good. 2 more.
Aloo paton. You know what that is.
Okay, one more.
Aloo gobi. Or
So
What are
you
we
just named
talking
3
about?
variations of the same dish. Another 3 that are almost the same.
no.
Mushroom risotto, spaghetti carbonara.
mushroom risotto, asparagus risotto. You said something like that.
Asparagus bacon risotto is good.
Yeah. Okay. So you named 2 of the same basically,
No.
and 3
Yeah,
that are
just-
brownies and pizza. So you can't cook to compute.
And are they good good compared to what?
I don't know when people eat.
so
people eat my
your
food,
pizza's better
they
than like what
enjoy-
Pizza Hut, like Pizza Box, or like.
Pizza
When
box?
people eat my food, they enjoy my food.
Yeah, I enjoy my food.
Well, I could tell you that I enjoy my food as well. I love Eggo waffles.
People can lie, Taryn.
People can a lot of factors to account for.
Well,
here.
I don't know. You can just come over and eat my food. You can say,
Okay, so you
Okay,
come over
then-
now, eat your food. That's for dinner.
Make-
That's dinner
alright,
settled.
Fine.
Okay.
Taryn, you're cooking then.
yeah.
Okay, Harry, do you like
How
to
about
cook?
we cook too?
No, I don't cook.
Yeah,
You
we're
don't cook
cooking.
ever,
Cooking
Harry.
tonight?
We're
Oh,
cooking.
we're cooking. Let's go, baby.
Oh my.
We're cooking, boys.
Harry, you don't like cooking. Why not?
Unlike Taryn, I can't cook.
Well, let's cook at JQ's house.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're
What?
getting to cooking, boys.
Who's
Oh,
the
I
better
can't-
cook? Who's the better cook, Jagu or Taryn?
Jagu.
JQ. We're talking about JQ, obviously.
Yeah, no, me. I'm better than Jagu.
You're not better than JQ.
You're better than Chef Goo?
Oh.
I'm better than you.
Okay, who's better?
Taryn's better
you?
than JQ.
You or Mr. Wee?
Me.
No way.
No
I don't
way.
believe that for a
Yeah.
second. No.
His pumpkin cake, or whatever it's the banana.
He bakes.
Banana cake.
He bakes.
Baking is cooking, as you just very kindly pointed
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
you didn't let me use baking.
Okay,
I let
who's
you
the
use
better baker
brownies.
then?
Well, he's the better
Who's the
baker.
better baker?
Mr. Wee.
So you like
He's
baking?
better at baking than you?
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're admitting it then. So Mr. Wee's better.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
Speaking of Mr. Wee,
moving
Mr.
on.
Wee is a teacher at Hangzhou, CIS Hangzhou to be more specific. That's that's the alternate campus of CIS. It's their boarding school / exchange student program. It was a very
Successful
program, and it was just one of my most favorite experiences of all time. Harry, why did you enjoy Hangzhou?
I would rather prefer Hong Kong, closer to family, back in my own city, and also just living in a place I'm used to. So I'd rather have
But I mean,
Hong Kong.
when you go to university, aren't you gonna have to endure the same circumstances?
Well, that'll be when I'm older. So, no, I think we'll see when we get to university.
All right. So Malesh, what hobbies do you have? Wait, would you consider cooking a hobby for you?
Yes, yes.
So Malesh, what hobbies do you have?
Frisbee.
Frisbee. All right, all right. What position do you play?
Not running.
Not run. Okay.
Why? Why?
Is that why Australia
actually-
was so challenging?
No, no, no.
Do you think that if you ran more, Australia would be
Wait, wait, wait,
easier?
wait, why can't you run?
Firstly, Turner, why can't you play frisbee?
I can.
Are you good? Do you think you're good?
He's not
You're
bad.
just not good.
Okay. So moving on, Flesh, do you think that if you ran
I'm
more
in
in
the same boat as
frisbee,
you, buddy.
Australia would be easier for you?
No.
Why not?
Dude, I was like in front of like, you know, like who's at the back? Like, Chiss was at the back the whole time, like talking up, like talking with like Stephanie and Cindy. Those guys, those are just like trailing at the back, and I was like packing with the front, talking to the tour guide, learning about the local culture. So I'd say,
So tell us some local culture.
okay, so the Australian people, the Wadandi people, they're local to the Cape to Cape track in the area surrounding that.
The what?
The Wadandi people
Or what?
are the tribe that still exists. They've been around for 45,000 years.
To what Cape to what?
The Cape to Cape track.
What's a Cape
That's
to Cape?
what we hiked from Cape Naturaliste to Cape Lewin.
And that was 135 kilometers away.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we passed some very historically significant places such as Bujadap.
Why is it historically
Yanning
significant?
What are these places?
They're places that the tribal people, the Wadandi people, places where they set up their campsites, places where they went through traditional rituals, places where
So these are the Aboriginals we're talking
they're
about.
not the Aboriginal. I just call it the tribe. You can consider them as Aboriginals, but it's not the exact.
The Aboriginals.
The Aboriginals, indeed.
So
What about
back-
you, Liam? What do you know about Western Australian culture?
I don't know anything.
Yeah, because we didn't go. to
Yeah, I did
Western
not go
Australia.
there. I went to the Philippines. But
What
back
do
to
you know
your
about
hobbies,
Filipino
right?
culture?
Just cheap.
Not a lot. It is cheap.
There's a lot of
That's not
cheap
really
food.
Do you think
culture.
it's dangerous?
No, it wasn't that dangerous. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were in a closed, gated resort for 5 days
I know, but when we did go eventually,
to the airport.
no, we went to a local school and we fed a bunch of children and played sports with them.
Community service. Yeah.
So would you be willing to just, step out in Manila, walk down the streets, take a
Well,
little
we weren't in
Yes,
Manila.
I'd be fine to step down to Manila. What's the
It
problem?
would be, yeah, but Manila is I believe it is a dangerous city, according to Google. So, yeah, so there's moving on to your hobbies though, right? Back to frisbee. Jeanette, Google it. God dang it! All right, Malesh. I'm just kidding. Jeanette, I'm kidding. That was sarcastic. No.
Jeanette, are
Right.
you from the Philippines? I can't really hear
Isn't
you.
it dangerous?
Yes, I am.
Isn't it dangerous?
50-50, I'd say.
Have you ever
Exactly.
been attacked?
No. No.
But like, have you?
Do you know any
No.
self-defense, Jeanette?
Yes, I do.
You
Oh,
do?
Oh,
Mm.
Muay Thai?
Did your parents teach you in case some
Karate?
gang?
No. I learned it in school.
Oh.
Oh.
No, I mean here. I
Oh,
studied
okay,
here.
okay.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
if you learned it in
Wait,
school
where
and
were-
bring up the
where-
question,
where-
did
wait,
you learn
Jeanette, where
it
are
to
you
fend
from?
off child
in
predators?
Philippines.
I grew up in Manila.
Cebu.
No, and then I
Metro
stayed
Manila.
in Baguio.
Baguio.
Do you know where Dumaguete is?
Dumaguete.
Dumaguete?
Yeah, that would be in the Mindanao area.
That's where these guys went for.
Have you ever been there? Have
no.
you ever been there? Oh, it's quite nice.
Very nice
Quite
dive.
nice.
Yeah, just
The
because you went to a
province area,
5-star
right?
resort.
Talking
you step
about-
out and look at the airport.
I was talking
Karen?
about the diving site.
Talking about Philippines, did you know that in this very studio, the president of Philippines has actually been here and sat in that chair, that very chair, because I shuffled it one down.
This one?
Yeah, this one.
Sit there, Liam. You'll be the
Yeah.
president of the Philippines.
It's true.
in the trash.
Jeanette says it's true.
Jeanette,
Jeanette,
have
so
you
what-
met
what-
the president?
When he wasn't the president yet.
What prompted you to move to Hong Kong?
I was born here.
Does he know you on a
prompted you
first
to
name basis?
what prompted you to
To everyone who does not know who I am their engineer, Jeanette.
our
You guys are just introducing someone suddenly. Like,
Oh, this
who's
is Jeanette.
Yeah.
She's a she's one of the
Fantastic
main
person.
key RJs
It's
of
Jeanette,
Metro Plus.
baby. Let's go.
Jeanette, why did you
Yes,
become a
sir.
radio jockey?
I think
I'm
this
sorry,
is
what?
beside.
Why did you
This is
become a
beside the
radio?
point.
Okay.
That's-
Go on with your program. Thank you for
Oh.
having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Back to Dumaguete. I think it's a wonderful diving area, and the resort we at were was.
How about
very
we
So
just
do
go
you
back?
really
Oh
think
my
that Project
God.
Week an experience meant? Oh, I can't really say this on. Yeah, no, I'm not going to continue my point.
No, continue. Please.
No, I can't. I can't
Please.
Say this.
So,
I encourage
Malesh,
you.
Please
back
go.
to frisbee. What other hobbies do you have?
Okay, I play frisbee. I do other CCAs like some with you, such as Launch X, a
Oh,
program,
Launch
an
X.
entrepreneurial program that's designed to induce entrepreneurial qualities and characteristics in the individuals that participate in the program. And it's a very meaningful experience because we learn about the hardships and the success that entrepreneurs experience on a day-to-day basis. So Liam, who's in your group for Launch X?
You.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in the same group.
Yeah. Shouldn't we start?
Shouldn't we start what?
So what are you guys? what do you guys do in LaunchX? What are you guys launching?
Talking about?
Oh, basically we made a product, but we can't tell anyone about it because they're gonna steal our ideas. So, it's basically redacted.
Yeah. So Harry, what hobbies do you have?
Just I don't know, coding, I guess, and also one of the more recent ones, sailing. Although I can't really.
Wow, sailing. That's
sailing.
So where do you sail? Like our HKYC?
There's Aberdeen Boat Club and also Hebei Haven.
Oh.
Hebei Haven.
So what kind of boats do you sail? Like
the Laser Picos, which we managed to capsize. We always capsize.
Like in New Zealand.
Hello. all right.
So,
anyways.
Okay, we have 2 minutes left, so we're just gonna go through one more game of the Capitals. So we're gonna start. We're gonna go.
And Jeanette's in this game
Jeanette's
too.
in this game too.
Jeanette,
Okay,
come on.
so Jeanette's gonna start.
Jeanette, let's go.
Let's go, Jeanette. You start. So you say a country, we say the Capitals.
And
so
whoever says it
okay, let me do this instead. I will say the country.
You say the capital.
And then you all will answer the capital.
Yeah. Whoever gets it first.
Yeah, whoever says it first. Yeah.
Okay. Myanmar.
Burma.
Yangon. Oh no! Nappy Daywall.
I have no idea.
Why would you know this? Why do you know this?
It's not Burma. Burma is Myanmar.
Huh?
Nappy Daywall. What? It's a Nappy Daywall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do you know this? Why? Why do you know
this? Next one.
Slovakia.
Okay, Jeanette, let's
let's do Asian countries.
Asian countries. Thailand.
Bangkok.
Oh, Darren.
I said fudge brown.
Okay, that's 2. Next. 2 points for Mohan.
Nepal.
Kathmandu.
India.
Mumbai. New Delhi. 4 for me. That's 4 for me.
Chennai.
Last one.
Last one?
Oh, last three.
Kathmandu.
Last three.
Bifrendang.
I can't really think of any.
Indonesia.
Yeah,
Jakarta.
Jakarta's super into it.
That's 5. 2 more.
Malaysia.
2 more. Kuala Lumpur. 1 more.
Singapore. Macau.
Okay.
Last one for the boys.
For the boys?
Yeah, last one.
Where?
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world?
California.
Huh?
California.
One more. Last one.
California.
Come on, Jeanette.
Greece.
California.
Greece is Athens.
Athens. Oh,
and that's
okay.
our show for today.
What about
Thank you for
California?
tuning in.
What's the capital of California?
San Bernardino.
No.
Anyway,
San Francisco.
It's Anaheim.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today.
Thank you.
It's probably
It's been
not.
a really fun show.
We'll
see
been
you
a
next
pleasure.
time. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you, Jeanette, for the
Huge shout out to Jeanette.
I just put an 8 in a liter. Throw some Jolly Rancher in, make it sweeter. Versace my clothes, I with a white when she snorting 3 lines like Adidas. Got a black girl rolling off. Got a white snoring out snow. Said she want real niggas in the party. Parents gon' leave the keys to the condo. Close the door. This shit on you know. She said she want more. So I'ma get more. Yeah, I'ma get more. Close the door. This shit on you know. She said she want more. So I'ma get more. Yeah, I'ma get more. I just put an 8 in a liter. With a white sniffing on Beaver. Are you sure you wanna party with the demons? Looking for a phone, I ain't seen it. Told Frost, bring the water, no Fiji. Free sticks, I'm pulled up and I'm leaning. I got a couple niggas in the feelings. Cause the main wanna come see me. She said she want more. Your girl is up. You need to let go. She on my bros. Now she touching the toes. She got hand in the cold. All in the nose. If the kid down the door, we gon' get locked for sure. She said she want more. I'ma get 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 more.
Nightmare, highlight, sleepy, night-night, flashes, spotlight, cooling, nice night, help it, peace, peace, beast it, write me, strike me, indict me, snipe it, swipe it, drop it, drop it, like, she thick, pulled out of the hood Toyota, drove back to the hood Lambo, crazy in my soda, ride city with my eyes closed, crazy girls got it poppin', AOD got it poppin'. Tryna text my account, ain't no service in the mountains. Won't you come to the bottom? Know you heard a lot about them. Heard they take that, then they change like a boomerang. I watch them take that, then they change like a boomerang. Pulled out of the hood Toyota, drove back to the hood Lambo. Crazy girls in my soda, ride city with my eyes closed.
I just put an 8 in a liter. Throw some Jolly Rancher in, make it sweeter. Versace my clothes, I with a white hoe, she snorting 3 lines like Adidas. Black girl rolling out, got a white snoring out snow. Said she want real niggas in the party. Parents gon' leave the keys to the condo. Close the door, this on your nose. She said she want more, she said she want more. So I'ma get more, yeah I'ma get more. Close the door, on your nose. She said she want more, she said she want more. So I'ma get more, yeah I'ma get more.
Metro Plus, your